Welcome. My name is Eli Emiliano. I will be your co host along with my partner, who I will introduce in just a minute. But before we go there, I once heard somebody say that the pathway to success isn't complicated. It's pretty straightforward if you know where it comes from. And I believe that all success comes from these three things: observation, opinion, and opportunity. I'm going to say that again: observation, opinion, and opportunity. First, we observe, then we create an opinion, and then we find the opportunity. Success hinges on all these things. For example, you go to a restaurant, you arrive at the restaurant, you begin to observe the ambience, you begin to observe the servers, the service, the food. Then you create an opinion. You say, I like this place, I don't like this place, I like this, I don't like that. And then you find an opportunity. You start bringing your friends, you bring your business to that restaurant. Same thing with your significant other. You begin to observe them and you're like, I like this, I don't like that, I like this, I don't like the mother-in-law. I mean, you just make your own opinion, and then
Yes.
you start, forming that opinion about that person, and then you find the opportunity to either extend that relationship or go a different direction. I think this moment is a perfect moment for you to observe what you're about to watch, create your opinion, and take advantage of that opportunity, because we believe we have the right tools and the right information to make you very successful in whatever you're trying to do, whether it's going to be buying a home, investing in properties, commercial, lending, whatever it may be. We believe that we have the right information and you are in the right place. I want to introduce to you my partner in crime, and I want to introduce to you my co host today. Her name is Vicky de la Cruz. And before I introduce her, I want to talk a little bit about her. I want to brag on her a little bit. She's got over 15 years of banking experience. She's an entrepreneur that has created multiple successful businesses. For example, GoBiz, Love Your Home, Realty, DLC Designs, and Construction. Her strong focus has been on all branches of real estate. And that's what we're going to focus on here on this podcast. She manages a team of residential and commercial real estate agents. She is a property manager. She also has a personal real estate portfolio. She's an investor. It includes rental properties, Airbnbs, all of these properties in the most explosive real estate market, which is Dallas Fort Worth. And we're going to talk about that in a little while. She's recently got into new home construction as well. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity to partner up with you and to begin this new endeavor of having podcasts to inform the people of the opportunities that they have to be able to jump on into this amazing world of real estate. Vicky, welcome and thank you once again. Please say hello to the people.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you, Eli, for that introduction. You said it. This is an explosive opportunity where we live.
Yes.
And I think it's happening everywhere in the nation. We have an enormous migration of people going from the east to the west to
Yes.
the central. And so this is a great opportunity for investors, great opportunity for people that don't own their own home to start planning to purchase a house. And I always tell people, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
That's it.
And this is why we are going to um, talk about home ownership today. We don't want anybody losing out on the opportunity to own real estate.
That's so important. That's so good. And I love what you said about planning. That's the key right there. Just we can't just jump into it. But I think that planning, like you said, will get you on that right pathway so that you can become successful. And when I say successful, it means reaching your goal, your dream, what you want for you, your
Exactly.
family, and your business. And I want to talk about. Let's start talking about. Let's just jump right in.
Okay.
That's what we're here for.
Mhm.
Let's talk about home ownership. Now, there's different opinions about home ownership.
Mhm.
There's different points of view about home ownership, different levels of home ownership, and they're all right. I'm not saying they're wrong or nobody's. They're all right. Everybody's got their opinions, the way they look at things, the way they work things out. But right now, I want to talk about, especially about people that are renting, people that maybe have a desire to own a home. I want to go as far as to maybe they've even tried to get a home, and maybe they've started the process, and the traditional way of doing things in real estate and mortgage loans, the officers and stuff is we need to get you pre-approved.
Yes. Fill out
That's
an application.
fill out an application and we need to get you pre-approved. And that's the big one. So people jump right in and they go online and they fill out the application and thinking, okay, this is it. We're gonna get
And then
pre-approved.
they cross their
They
fingers.
cross their fingers, prenden la vela, they turn on the candle, and they
Exactly.
get all excited and they go home shopping.
Uh-huh.
They go driving around different neighborhoods. What do we want? And they download the Zillow app, and all of a sudden, in this process, we find some of the biggest heartbreaks
Yes.
because they come back with the news and the report that you know what, you don't qualify. And I think that's where we come in. I think that's where we believe we can make a difference in people's lives and people's purchase of a home because it's not going to start with the pre-approval. There's a lot more that goes into the buying process. So let's talk a little bit about what it takes, what happens when we help people out to purchase their home. Let's talk about the steps because not the get approved step.
Correct.
Before you get to the get approved step, there's other steps that need to be taken care of.
Correct.
So tell me, what steps do we take the people through in order to get them a home purchase?
So it starts with you making a phone call. Give us a call, and this is what you're going to encounter. We're going to start by reviewing your credit.
Okay.
We're going to review your debt. We're going to review your income. And then we're going to set up a savings plan so that you can achieve your goal of owning a home. It really starts with those four.
Wow.
You can't go straight to the pre-approval. You can't go straight to filling out an application and then just hoping that you get approved. You need to check your credit first. You need to know where you are in terms of your debt, because all those four things can cause a lender to decline you from your loan. And we don't want you to get your heart broken and get discouraged and miss the boat.
Right.
Eli, I've been talking to people for over 5 years, people that call me every single day, help me buy a home. But they're not working on credit. They're not working on their debt. They're not working on a savings plan. And I want to say, don't miss the boat, because imagine if you would have bought a home 3 years ago. Okay. That home would have been at a low interest rate, much, much lower value or
And
price
yeah,
than it is now.
exactly.
And so the more you wait, the worse you're making the situation worse for yourself.
Right.
So the day has come, okay, where, hey, we're here to help you. Let's create a mortgage plan. Let's get you ready to own a home or to invest in real estate or whatever your goals may be when it comes to real estate. We're here to assist you. And so that's what you're going to see. You're going to see that we're going to do a full review of your credit, of your debt, of your income, and we're going to create a savings plan.
And that's so strong and that's so powerful because, again, I believe you have not only created a portfolio and you run these businesses, but you've helped so many people get lending ready. And I'm
Right.
talking about millions and millions of dollars that you've helped people to get lending ready. And it all starts right here.
It all started with credit, debt, income, and assets.
And it
Correct.
starts. So this is so important. So let's break it down a little bit. And I hope I remember later on, but I have a very important question of things that, or something that people bring up a lot when it comes to home purchasing. And they use it as I guess, to stop them from purchasing a home.
Mhm.
And it's the interest rates. But we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
First, I want to talk about credit. How important is credit? How important is it for people to be on top of their credit and to be looking at it, I don't know, every 30, 45 days?
Correct. So credit impacts every aspect of your life. Believe it or not, you might not even be aware of that. Your credit score is very, very important. Lenders, the first thing they see is your credit score. Then they go into the actual credit report to see, okay, how well are you paying your debt? Can I trust you with letting you borrow $200,000 to $300,000, $500,000, and can I trust that you're going to repay me back?
Mm.
So that's why they take a deep dive into
Yeah.
your credit report to see how well you pay your debt. It's your credibility, right? Income. I'm sorry, credit. So the credit score, what's on your credit, how well you pay on the accounts that are open. Do you pay on time? And what collections do you have? Do all those things that are reporting on your credit, do they belong to you?
Mm.
Okay. Are you borrowing more than what you can afford to pay? So your your credit report is going to reveal all of those things that is truly the foundation for everything else.
Right.
So we couldn't even get to the next step if we don't first take a deep dive into your credit and determine what's going on and start working on correcting any issues that might come up.
And credit is much more than just the number itself.
Correct.
Like you said, it's got to be a deep dive into, even the small things, your payments and all, your history.
So credit utilization determine increases your credit score or lowers your credit score.
Mm.
So a lot of people have like a $500 credit card and they charge $300 to $400. They think it's okay. My minimum payment is $25, but what they don't understand that makes their credit score drop
Mm.
drastically because their credit utilization is too high.
Right.
And so when their auto policy is ready to get renewed, they they wonder why is my auto policy so high?
Yeah, because it affects your insurance.
Exactly.
It affects your cell phone.
Yes.
Whether you have, I'm not going to go into details, but it depends on your cell phone bill. It depends your electricity.
Electricity.
Everything is based on your
Do
credit.
you wonder how come the electric companies request a large security deposit?
Yeah.
Because of your credit.
Wow.
But if you have excellent credit, they bypass that. They don't even ask you for a security deposit. And you can have electric services in multiple homes with no security deposit, which is that's what my case is.
Mhm.
I have multiple homes and I have electric services and I haven't had the need to pay for a security deposit in none of them.
Yeah, so that's so important to be on top of your credit. I think some people, they'd rather ignore it and pretend it's
Yes.
not there, but then everything is based around it. So it's so important to do that, and we will help people take that deep dive
Yes.
into their credit and see where they're at, see what needs to be done, see what can be fixed, what's going to be short term, medium term, long term, to be able to prepare them and get them on the right path for home purchase, investments, whatever it may be.
Credit is your credibility. Can I trust you?
Wow.
Can I let you borrow money and you will pay me back?
Mm.
It's your credibility. So, of course,
Yeah.
everything starts with credit, ends with credit, and continues infinity with credit.
So that's so important. And again, when you give us a call, you start with that phone call. That's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna look into your credit. We're gonna take a deep dive into it. We're gonna look into it. We're gonna dissect it and make
Mhm.
sure you're on the right path
Mhm.
to get your
Mhm.
dream come true of your house. Now, okay, so let's say they have good credit
Okay.
or great credit,
Mhm.
but they have a lot of debt. So there has to be a balance in their DTI, which is debt to income ratio.
Correct.
There's a certain number that
Mhm.
has to be there. So talk a little bit about, that where they need to be, in order to
Mhm.
be able to purchase.
So, DTI is a lending terminology
Right.
that means debt to income. How much debt you have, how much income you have, and can your income support all of your debt plus new credit?
Right.
So if you want to borrow $300,000 to purchase a home, okay, can you afford to pay everything that you owe that shows up on your credit report plus the new mortgage loan, which usually your payments are going to be, $2,500, $3,000, or probably even more. So we want your DTI to be less than 43%. However, there are a lot of the loans that allow you to be up to 50% on your debt to income ratio. Um, but you know what? What I've noticed, Eli, the majority of people get declined because of their DTI because they have co-signed for someone else,
Mm.
for their children. I just spoke with a lady yesterday, and her husband has 4 cars on his credit report, reporting to his credit. One of them is hers. Then he has 2 children that are already adult, but he co-signed for them. And then, of course, his own vehicle. He doesn't stand a chance
Wow.
to qualify for a mortgage loan, even though he does make great income. The children are paying for those vehicles. It's not
He's
even
not. Yeah,
him.
but it's on his report. Yeah.
She's paying for her own car.
Wow.
Can he afford a house? Of course he can. However, it's on his credit.
Yeah.
So all that debt counts against him. There are ways to mitigate that type of risk. And so, if you give us a call, we can show you what we can do so that whenever the lender's considering you for a loan, they don't take in consideration the fact that you co-sign for other people.
So what do we do? People are like, what do I do then to lower my debt? Well, you have small loans, you pay those off
Completely.
completely.
Yes.
Credit cards,
cards.
pay down your credit
Mhm.
cards, minimum 30%, right?
Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
like 25%.
Right. But I'm like minimum
Exactly.
30, okay, 25%, pay down on those credit cards. If you are paying, somebody else's car or vehicle or something is in your name, you need to start moving that off, getting it
Yes.
off of your name.
Let's work with your son and your daughter or
Yeah.
your brother, so that we can refinance a vehicle under their name and take your name off. That's the first thing that I try to do.
Okay.
Let's say worst case scenario, they also have bad credit, and they don't qualify to refinance a vehicle under their name only. Then I'm going to make suggestions. For example, make sure that your son is paying that vehicle using a checking account where you're not part of that account,
Mm.
just his own checking account. Let's show the lenders that you are not paying for the car.
Right.
So a lender will ask you for 12 month of bank statement showing that your son is paying for the vehicle, or your brother or whoever you co-sign for. So that's another way to demonstrate to the lender that you are not paying on that debt, that debt doesn't belong to you, that you are just a good guy and co-sign for them.
Right. What about refinancing your vehicles to a
Yes.
lower payment? Would that help as well? Or
Absolutely. I work with a great company that services all 47 states.
Mhm.
And yes, let's say that your auto loan makes your DTI too high.
Right.
So one of the things we're going to do, of course, when I'm reviewing your credit, is I will determine, hey, you know what, Eli, you will benefit from refinancing your vehicle. Perhaps we need to start all over, another 5 years. Maybe we're already like 2 years or 3 years into finishing that note, but we'll go back 5 years so that we can lower the payment.
Right.
And if you have high interest rate, if you originally got a high interest rate, our goal is going to be to refinance it into a lower interest rate.
Correct.
Those two things truly do lower your monthly payment, which will help you qualify and meet that 43% or that 50% DTI.
And once you qualify for the home or for the purchase, then you can start, doubling up on your car payment because it's
Exactly.
probably going to be cut in half. You can go back to paying what you were paying.
Or you can still pay the same amount.
Or leave it there, yeah.
You can afford
Exactly.
it. So the rest
Exactly.
of it's just going to go straight to the principal.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm glad you mentioned earlier all 48 mainland states because that's how we can
Yes.
help you. It doesn't matter where you're at, anywhere in the 48 states, mainland states, excluding Alaska and Hawaii, they're not part of the mainland, but any of the 48 states, we can help you. We can help you start working and getting on that pathway to be able to purchase your home wherever you may be. You'll find all the information on the screen, phone numbers, emails, everything that you can contact us with, also on all the captions. So make sure you go down there and you call us and you get connected with us so that we can help you with the process of purchasing your home. No matter where you're at or where you think you're at, we can see where you stand and be able to walk you. One of the things that I think we're very proud of being able to help people with us, it'll be a full circle. It'll be A to Z.
Exactly.
It'll be just a whole turnkey situation because we're going to help you get your credit right.
Yes.
We're going to help you with your debt.
Correct.
And then we're going to talk about the next two things in here a little bit, but we're going to help you with that as well. So pretty much, and like I said earlier, you've helped people with their lending. By the time they get to the lender, they're ready to go.
They're ready to go. One-stop shop.
Yeah, they're ready to go. It's not like, oh, let's cross our fingers. It's like throwing dice. It's like, yanking on the slot machine. It's not that way. We
Correct.
will help you. Our team knows exactly what you need and where you need to be to be
Yes.
able to get approved.
We have a great team. We have all the resources. I have the ability to tap into just about any lender in the United States.
Wow.
So what I do is I just shop around for the right lender for your situation, the best interest rate. I don't give up. I think in all these 5 years that I've been doing this on my as self-employed, there hasn't been a person that I am not able to help.
And it's finding you said the right lender, because it
Yes,
could be a home,
yes,
it could be an investment property, it could be commercial lending, it could be land,
yes,
whatever it may be.
correct.
We have the connections and we have the people and the team
Mhm.
and the resources to get you the right loan.
One of the things that when I talk to someone new, oh, my the person helping me send me to so and then to the other person, and so um, the CPA is not talking to the loan officer. The loan officer doesn't know exactly what the real estate agent discussed in terms of what price of home they should shoot for. So it's like everybody is working on their own.
Right.
The difference with us is that we have everything in house.
Wow.
Our
Yeah,
CPA is going to talk to our lender. It's going to talk to the real estate agent. We're all going to be on the same page.
that's right.
So everybody's going to know and everybody's going to work towards helping you get to the end where
We
you're 100% pre approved before you even apply for a pre approval.
That's right. That is so strong and so
Mhm.
powerful. And I hope it's encouraging to you that if you ever felt that you wouldn't be able to ever own a home, or you've been told no multiple
Mhm.
times, I think this is an opportunity. I hope you're observing. I hope you're making your own opinion and taking advantage of the opportunity that this is your time. This is your time to purchase, to jump in, whether it's to purchase your first home, your second home, your investment home, your vacation home, whatever it may be, business, you need equipment for your business, whatever it may be, you are looking at the right resources and the right video.
In the right time.
Exactly.
So if you're concerned about the interest rate,
Right.
don't be.
Yes.
Interest rates go up, they come down, they go up. I mean, this is nothing new.
So we're spoiled with the interest rates.
Yes.
Everything went berserk during COVID, and everybody thought that, wow, I'm going to get this high 1 point, low 2 point something interest rates. That's not the normal.
It's not.
That's not the normal. And you correct me if I'm wrong, but even at the rates we have now, they're still lower than pre-COVID, because they were
Exactly.
up in the eights and the nines, and
Yes, they
people didn't
were.
even notice that.
Mhm.
It was because it was normal. And then we got hit with all of this. Everybody's doing twos or whatever and threes, and they think that's the normal. This is normal. It's a good time to purchase.
It's an excellent time to purchase. Back in 2005, when I bought my first house, the rates were high.
Right.
I bought the house. It cost me $105,000 brand new. Right now, my home is valued at $320,000.
Wow.
I have it rented out for $2,500 a month.
My
I
goodness.
finished paying it off in 12 years. So if you are waiting for the rates to drop, all you're doing is waiting for properties to continue to go up
That's
in
right.
value. So you're going to buy a higher price home simply because you don't want to start now. You can always refinance the rate.
That's right. So the time is now. Don't wait. Jump on it now, whatever it is. Maybe you already own your home. You're interested in investment properties. You come to the right place. You're in the right place, so you can get that started wherever you are in the 48 mainland states. That's powerful, guys. I don't know of a lot of people that can say that, but we can help you out that way. Okay, so the foundation of it all, we don't go straight to the pre
No
approval. We start with the foundation, the four pillars of getting you ready for lending. We talked about credit,
credit.
we talked about your debt.
Mhm.
Now let's talk about income.
Okay.
Let's talk about the money that you make and how that, is important and plays a part in whatever you're trying to do.
Okay. So part of the review, we're going to ask for your tax returns. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. How do you get paid? Um, do you get a W-2 at the end of the year? Do you get a 1099? Are you a combination of both? Um, do you get paid in cash? I've helped a lot of people that work at the flea market and they get paid in cash.
Mm,
There's like no reporting. They don't even do their taxes. In reality, they don't report all of their cash because it's cash. So I'm going to first determine how you earn your income.
Okay.
From there, I'm going to come up with a plan to help you show the lenders that you have the income to purchase a home.
Okay.
Um, Examples, I take a lot of pride in helping self-employed. I'm a self-employed myself, and I
Okay.
always joke, if you look at my tax returns,
Right.
I really don't make a lot of money,
Right.
right?
Right.
Um, and I could always make more, of course. But I myself, I tried to apply for a mortgage loan for um, for a home I wanted to buy, and I thought, oh, I think I can use my tax returns. And I was just like crossing my finger, hoping that, because I thought I had reported so much income and profit. Um, and the lender said, you know what, Vicky, you don't qualify.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? I know I can pay. I can even pay the house cash if I wanted to,
Right.
but I couldn't even get a loan. So what did I have to do? Use my bank statements. My bank statements is a true reflection of how much income comes into my house.
Okay.
And so there's different programs. We can use your bank statements. We can use just your 1099. We can use, or we can work with the CPA so that we can work with the CPA so you can file your taxes the correct way.
Right.
And I know that when I've done that many, many times with Rocio. Um, I love Rocio. She understands. She's a guru when it comes to taxes.
I love her too.
Yeah, you love her
It's
too.
my wife.
So just a quick testimony. Rocio and I have been working with a client for 2 years. She did both of their. She helped them get their 2 years of tax returns done. He's self-employed. He has a cleaning company. His goal was this: I want to keep my current home that I have to rent it out, and then I want to qualify for a $500,000 house.
Okay.
Yesterday, we put him under contract on the $500,000 home in Fort Lee, Texas. Beautiful, 3,500 square foot brand new house.
My goodness.
Okay, we are closing on his current home because he took out equity for the down payment to purchase
Okay.
the new house. We're closing on that home on the 19th of October. So, and we're going to rent his house for $2,500 a month.
Oh wow.
Again, it was me working with Rocio and Rocio understanding the urgency and her having a lot of patience with the client to get him to turn in all the documents that she needed so she could prepare his tax returns.
And again, it's all part of the team.
It
It's
is
all part of the
part of
team.
the team.
Everybody understands what everybody needs and where everybody needs to go to. That's the key part. We're not just throwing you, to go find you an accountant or somebody to do your books and doesn't know what you actually need or what you're trying to accomplish. So, it's all part of the same team that is going to help you reach your goals. So that's so important.
Yeah, we didn't ask this customer, okay, you need to make more money.
No.
We didn't ask him to do that. Or you need a co-signer.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not solutions.
Wow.
The solution is work with what I have, help me fix what I need to fix so that I can qualify for what I can afford.
That's right. And that's so key. So it's so important, and one thing that I do want to mention, and I think you agree with this, when you go into this process, you have to be vulnerable. You have to open up and show everything that you have and not be afraid. There's no judgment here. We're not here to judge. We're not here to make you feel bad. We're here to help you make it happen. So don't think that, oh, don't tell them this or don't tell them that. No, the more you tell us, the better we can help you. And the better things can be put into place and fixed and organized and set you on the right path to what you need in whatever you're trying to do.
During your mortgage process with us, during the plan, this is when you want to tell us everything.
Exactly.
We don't want to have any surprises when you apply for a mortgage loan and the lender, finds that you should be paying child support, but you're not.
Yeah, because everything will come out.
And also, I pride myself in being safeguarding your privacy.
Right. No, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You will never hear that I share your information with anybody.
Yeah.
Besides you yourself.
Right.
And so this also comes from my extensive training at Bank of America, where guarding customers' privacy was extremely important. We had to take training just about every single month. So when I started my business, I adopted the same policies and procedures. So where I safeguard people's information.
Absolutely.
We are paperless. We don't keep any of your documents in the
Mm.
office. Everything is in a Dropbox, secure with a password. Anything that you share with us is there. So you can be sure that your information is going to stay private. So be honest. Share the good and the bad with us so that I can help you create a solid mortgage plan.
Another thing, everybody's individually different. People come and they'll say, "Was que mi tía, or
Yeah.
my primo or my grandma, she did this and they told her this." Everybody is different. All fingerprints are different on everybody, and so is our finances, our credit, our debt, our income. Everything is different. So take that into consideration. Don't think that because so and so's grandma got approved because she makes the same income as you. Everybody's situation is different.
Everybody's
All
situation.
right, so we're setting a foundation. We have some pillars that we're going to build on. We're taking care of credit. We're taking care of your debt. We're making sure your income is being reported correctly and you're structured correctly with your income. And let's say you have good credit, you've lowered your debt, you have the income, but then we got to pay down payment and closing costs.
Down payment and closing costs.
And they're like, "Oh, I didn't know how what is that going to take?" So let's talk about saving money for that down payment, saving money for those closing costs. How are we going to help them do that?
So I am willing to commit to your success if you are committed to your own
Mm,
success.
that's good.
Um, Creating a savings plan starts on day number one, on day one. The day that I review your credit, the day that I do a full mortgage review, we're going to put a savings plan in place because it takes money.
Right.
You hear people say, "Oh, you don't have to save money. You can buy a house with 0% down, zero this, zero that." And well, that applies to a very, very small um, amount of people. But the majority of us, we have to save money for closing costs. We have to save money for down payment. Why? We want to live in certain areas. Secondly, our income is more than the down payment assistance program allows.
Mhm.
Or we don't qualify based on credit scores, or certain grants that give you money to buy a house have requirements and you don't meet those requirements. So I always tell people, look, let's save money. I will calculate how much money you need to save. That way you don't have to guess. Oh, I already have enough. What if you don't?
Right.
And I always tell people, I'm going to tell you once I do the review how much money you need to save. That will cover your down payment, will cover your closing cost. A year or 2 years later or 6 months later, okay, you're ready. You have everything. And we apply for a loan. And there's a grant that you qualify for that's going to pay all of your closing costs. Or one of those builders, builders are now covering all the closing costs.
Mhm.
You're not going to get upset with me because you have an extra $10,000 in the bank
Of course
that
not.
you didn't use,
Right,
right?
right.
But what if I got you all hyped up? We have everything in place and we apply for a loan and you don't have the money to buy that house because you lack funds.
Wow.
You're going to be disappointed. So this whole plan that we created is just going to go out the
Yeah.
window. So,
Or prolonged.
or prolong,
Yeah,
prolong. And I don't want that because people spend a lot of time house shopping.
exactly.
And más que todo soñando, dreaming.
Yeah.
They dream, they already like see themselves in those beautiful homes. And for you not to qualify because you don't have the funds, um, that's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. And so, yeah, I've told people, I've referred people with Vicky on different of her businesses and things, and I always tell them this: if you do what she says,
Mhm.
it will work.
It will work.
And the problem is when they tell you what to do and you go off and do something else, instead of continuing to save, you take a family cruise, and you don't have that money. Or they didn't qualify me. Well, you didn't do exactly what you were supposed to do. But if you can do, I mean, the plan's going to be set up.
Yes.
The game plan's going to be ready.
And I take it a step further. I help you stay on track. I help you stay focused. I'm going to hold you accountable.
Right.
So every 45 days, you are going to have a conversation with me I'm going to review your credit. I'm going to review your savings plan. I'm going to ask you to email me your savings statement. I want to make sure that money is going in, and that if you said I can save $300 a month, you're actually saving that and you're not spending it to go on vacation. If there's an emergency, I understand. But I'm going to keep you on track. I'm going to keep you focused. I'm going to keep you encouraged, because my goal is for you to become a homeowner.
That is so important. So once you have all these four, pillars established, these requirements under
Mhm.
control, then we can start
Mhm.
the mortgage
Yes.
process. And
Yes.
that's where you walk in to that, to fill out that online application,
Mhm.
or walk in, to fill out, and you have the confidence now.
Mhm.
You have the confidence and you have the backup that you're set up for success, and that, the dream is going to become reality sooner than later.
Exactly.
So give us an opportunity. You've been observing, you've been listening, you've created your opinion, years and years of experience,
Mhm.
millions and millions of dollars approved in lending.
Mhm.
The approval percentage is through the roof.
Mhm.
It's pretty much automatic with all of the resources and all of the people that we have in place, as a team, to make your dream come true. So give us the phone call. You'll find all the information on the screens, in the captions, how you can contact us. Just give us a call. Let's start the process. Now, things are evolving.
Yes, they are.
When we first came out of
Mhm.
the 2008
Mhm. Mhm.
home crisis, and then we go to
Mhm.
COVID, and things are now
Mhm.
evolving. Things are opening up a little bit. Things are allowing people to move into their home
The
a little bit
underwriting
faster.
guidelines are getting
Exactly.
relaxed.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So because there's a high demand for homes, and the inventory is
Tight.
tight,
Mhm.
now they're opening things up. Underwriters are opening things up so that you can purchase your home. And just recently, some new guidelines have been announced to the general public
Mhm.
that I would like for you to touch up on a little bit on,
Mhm.
as far as down payments, as far as um, gifting, because
Mhm.
there is a way that you can get gifted your down
Mhm.
payment. Of course, it used to be a longer process. Talk a little bit about what's going on now with the new guidelines.
Absolutely. So now, sellers can gift to the buyers um, the funds to purchase a house. So
Okay.
they can really, you know, help them out if they want to buy the home,
Right.
if they don't have all the money. Secondly, it used to be where you had to have 2 months of closing costs and down payment in the bank. You needed to show
Season money.
season money for two
Yeah,
months.
season money.
And if somebody was gifting you
Right.
the closing cost, they needed to have the money in their bank account for 2 months,
Right.
seasoned. That is gone away.
Wow.
Now I can let you, I can give you money to help you buy your home, and I can just wire the money directly to the title company without having to prove that I had that money in my bank account for a couple of months.
Just a 1 day transaction
Just a
history.
1 day transaction, exactly.
That's
Just
awesome.
have to show that I have the money.
Right.
So it's like one day transaction. Um, Conventional loans. Now there's a loan where it now requires only 1 year of tax returns for self-employed. So instead of us having to work on your credit on your tax return for 2 years, now we can only do 1 year,
That's awesome.
and you can still go conventional on that loan.
That's awesome.
There's also a loan that we have access to, Eli, and that is a no credit score loan.
Wow.
So
That's
if
strong.
you if everything else is good,
Yeah.
hey, and you don't want to wait because you don't want to miss out on the opportunity to buy now before rates go down and then you have to compete with everybody else and the prices shoot up, there is a no credit score loan. Maybe in another podcast we'll discuss more in detail what all that entails. And of course, um, one of the loans that I've used recently is grants that do not require a lien.
Okay.
So a lot of the times when people do get a help and they get a grant, a local grant, there's a second lien that's involved.
Okay. Yeah.
Now there's grants that require
No.
no
No.
second lien. Correct.
I'm glad you mentioned this information. Very valuable, very important for them to understand. And we can go into details with you if you're interested in one of these new programs and new opportunities to be able to purchase a home. But one of the things that Vicky just said in future podcasts, and that is the key, we will continue to bring you valuable information on YouTube, on all social media platforms. Everywhere you find us, you will find our information there so you can contact us. But these are just the four. We wanted to talk about the foundation, the pillars to get you started. We're going to dive into other opportunities. If you already own a home, you've been looking into investment properties. We're going to dedicate entire podcasts to investment properties. We're going to dedicate podcasts to commercial lending, commercial buildings, into lending for your company. We're going to dive into building a new home. There's so many options. It's crazy that 1/3 of the market is new builds,
Yes.
especially in areas like the DFW, where 1/3 of the market is new builds. Some people say, I don't want to buy a new build. Well, you're missing out on 1/3 of the inventory that's out there. And look at the benefits of building a new house. Nobody's ever lived there. The other neighbors no tenían perros, so you don't have to worry about that. You get to choose what's inside, the design of your house, the colors of your house, and you can build it any size you want.
And when it comes to cost, energy efficient.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, your
Windows,
electric bill is so
yeah.
little compared to a house that was built, 10 years ago.
So we're going to talk about, go ahead.
Exactly. Lower premium on insurance. You can insure a home and pay less on that policy than if you were insuring a used home.
Wow.
So and one of the things, my favorite part is now builders are building communities that have parks, dog park,
Mhm.
resort swimming pools.
Yeah.
Everything that you need is going to be there in that community. Plus, you get to enjoy a beautiful brand new house.
Brand new home with warranties.
With warranties. You
Yes.
don't have to worry about fixing anything and throwing away more money.
And these builders are giving so many incentives.
Yes.
So many incentives. So we're going to talk about that in future podcasts and so many other things. So thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. I think we enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love talking about homeownership and
And
helping people become homeowners, helping people become investors like myself. Oh my gosh, I think everybody can become an investor in real estate.
that's so
Everybody. There's
powerful.
really,
Yeah.
if I could do it, anybody can do it.
That's so awesome. And just give us a call, shoot us an email, contact us, send us a DM message on this platform, wherever you're watching this, and just ask for more information. We'll reach out to you. We'll contact you that way, and we'll get you started on whatever process, whatever it is you want to do. Buy your first home, get into investments, new builds, commercial, whatever it may be. We have the resources to help you out.
Yes, we do.
So thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to do the next one, and it's gonna be an exciting time.
And thank you everyone for listening today. And I want to tell you, everything is complimentary. Everything's going to be free to you, and we can work with your real estate agent. We're going to put it all together for you. You're going to really, really enjoy the process, and it's bulletproof. So I hope that you will continue to watch our podcast and send in your questions. If you have any questions, we would love to address those questions on our next podcast. So we're here to help you. And thank you, Eli. It was such an honor to partner with you. And I know that the sky is the limit for us.
That is right. Did you hear what she said? It's complimentary.
Yes.
These 4 pillars, these 4 foundations to get you set up for your pre-approval, it's complimentary. So don't miss out on this opportunity. We hope you did some good observation, created your own opinion, and now you take advantage of this opportunity and give us a call. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.